greeted by a cute little smile. The world is new with you by my side. Everything is beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I'm calling you.
I have so much that I need to do. We're probably going to talk about that at some point. But I did my taxes, which is good. When I say I did my taxes, I really didn't do my taxes, guys. I have a CPA, a friend who's a CPA. He's the one who does my taxes. And every year, basically, whether I'm here or not, he's the one who does all my taxes, which is funny because I'm a tax expert, if you guys don't know. But then I'm a state and local tax expert, not federal tax. Two different ballgame. If you know, you know. Anyway, so we're going to do laundry. I want to go to Starbucks, get some mocha, white mocha, or macchiato, something, you know.
I'm calling you home just to hear your voice on the phone. I think of you and I'm not alone. You are everything under the sky so blue. I found
Guys, so there's a lady that I work with. She gifted me this K.Ali perfume samples. Beautiful. She took a couple of them. One day I was just like, I need to get myself one of these because I had gone to Sephora and I smelled it and it smelled really, really good. And then I thought of it one day. The next day, she brought this thing and then she was like, oh, I had more than I wanted and I wanted to give you some. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, that's what we're going to wear today. I'm probably going to try this one first and then, yeah.
waking up with you in my arms. I've got it all, nothing's amiss. Everything is beautiful. Sunday morning snooze with breakfast in bed. And I listen to the song in my head. It sings of you and the things that you do. 'Cause you're everything.
Guys, so I have to go put gas in the car because it's like empty, almost empty. Anyway, so last time I was checking my social media as usual. Oh my God, I just noticed something. Anyway, I was checking my social media as usual, and somebody asked me if I will be willing to relocate to Europe. And I have perfumes, like those little samples. I have it everywhere. So I'm trying to put some lipstick, so I'm gonna use you guys for that. I feel like my lips are really dry. So anyway, so yeah, the person was asking me if I'm willing to relocate to Europe, because what if I have a job or an opportunity in Europe? Am I going to be able to relocate? And the answer is, first of all, it depends how much I'm getting paid. Like, how much is the contract? How much are we talking about? And second of all, yes, I'll be willing to relocate. It depends on the country too. I can't deal with the cold. And I wasn't made for the cold. I was made for tropical weather. I was made for tropical weather. My phone. It's my mom, guys. Coucou, maman. Oh, tu es fatiguée. Oh. Vous êtes à l'aéroport? Guys, so I just finished on the phone with my mom. Please tell me why. Anyway, lately I've been looking at flight tickets, like how much they cost. I mean, not how much they cost. I'm trying to book my flights, whatever. Tell me why, even to book flight tickets nowadays, you have to book them without the luggage, and you have to pay for luggage separately, which is ridiculous. Like, I know during the pandemic, those, like airline companies didn't make enough money, but don't kill us. Like, we're also trying to recover from the pandemic. You see what I mean? We're also trying to recover. That is ridiculous. The price, like how much it cost. Like, I don't even know. That's why when I when I leave the US, I'm just gonna leave and go. I'm just gonna be like, deuces, I'm gone. And I get it when they say, you have to, if you want to live, like, I'm one of those people. If I want to live a comfortable life, I will make sure I work hard or work smart so that I can earn the money to afford that comfortable life, right? But the comfort is not comforting. It's not comforting. Like, I want to dream big, and I still dream big, right? I have you. If you guys watch one of my other vlogs where I went out like a full day of just me, like putting my thoughts together, journaling, and all of these things, like I was like, I need to be putting down I need to write down some of the things that I want to see happen this year, and I believe it's gonna happen. Like I want to put it out in the universe. God, you are listening. But I believe it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, and a matter of like, is it really what God wants for me, But anyway, so lately I was just like, like this is the life that I want. This is the money that I'm making. The mathing. And I can't believe the better you are financially, the harder it may seem to be. And I think it's really part of it is because I've decided to have bigger goals, and those bigger goals requires me to have like to invest more when it comes to like how much I'm investing. But even before, I don't know, I just feel like before I was living really comfortably. I was able to save a lot, I was able to invest, and I was able to do all these things. And now that I'm earning even more, I feel like I'm barely surviving. Like, not barely surviving, that would be a lie. But some days, like seriously, some days I feel like I'm surviving. I'm not even joking. Some days. Anyway, let me go to the grocery store. I'm done grocery shopping. I'm at the gas station, about to put some gas, fill up my tank. But I also wanted to add something. I think there's beauty in being able to afford a decent lifestyle, right? It may not be what you want, but at least it's closer to that. And sometimes we take it for granted. I'm talking about me, right? I don't know about you people, but I'm talking about me, where sometimes I forget, I forget how long it took me to get here. I forget the dreams that I had to be one day in this position today. Just now, I was sitting at my home and just I was looking outside, and I was like, oh my God, there was several times where I had the same thoughts when I was in Cameroon, 2 years ago, something like that. I think it was December. It was the last quarter of 2022. I was so overwhelmed with construction on my apartment complex, with the school, with my store not selling the way I wanted it, and I was just overwhelmed. And being able to, and taking care of my parents as well, and having to take care of me, but taking care of me was the last thing on my to-do list, right? And I was so overwhelmed that at some point, I think I kept on asking or telling God, like, I just want peace. I just want peace. I don't want to wake up with the sound of my phone ringing, or text messages, or somebody knocking on my door. Madam, there's this thing happening. Madam, you have to go to court. Madam, there's a police officer, like stopping us from building, and blah, 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 blah. I just felt like it was so much. And I think my vlogs, that last quarter of 2022, I was still being graceful. Like I always tell my sisters and my friends, like, even though you're struggling, you don't have to look like your struggles. Like, you just don't. And I'm one of those people, I don't want to look like my struggle. Unless I'm really down. Like, physically, I'm just like, I don't have any more ounce of energy. But I always try my best to look okay, if that makes sense. And it's not just physically, like, it's also mentally. I try to really look at things in a positive light, even though there's chaos, right? Even when I'm feeling shitty, like my tummy is aching and I'm having all of those, like women issues, whatever, hormonal issues, I'm always like, girl, you don't have to look like your problems, like you still have to show up in the world. You still have to be accountable for yourself, and then be in the position where you can not only take care of your family, but also, you have people on staff, you hire many people, and you have to make sure that they're also okay. So it's not just about you. And even though sometimes I want to be selfish, like sometimes I want to be selfish, I cannot. Like, I have to be like, okay, if I'm sleeping and I'm just like beating myself down, is the problem going to be solved? No. The answer is no, it's not going to be solved. So I will still find a little bit of energy to get up, look like something. And the power of looking good physically is really big. It's really big. That's something that people take for granted as well. Because I think when I wake up in the morning, even though I'm feeling shitty, as soon as I, do my hair, put on some makeup, just look okay. Like today, I really didn't feel like dressing up, right? But then just the fact that I can wear something that looks okay, and I can look at myself in the mirror and feel like, you know what, I'm good. I just like what I'm seeing. I'm good. And it switched. Like it just switch your mood, right? You can substitute your emotions, your emotions of sadness with something else that may make you feel good. For me, is how I look, and also the things that I do, the things that I feed my soul, which will be calling my parents, right? Because I love talking to them, calling my siblings, my girlfriends, watching content on social media that actually spark that little joy. And I think in the mix of chaos, sometimes we forget how long it took us to be here. Yeah. Don't even know where I'm going with that story. But yeah, I was sitting at my apartment just thinking about life, how things are expensive and blah, blah, blah. And then I was just like, girl, once upon a time, you wish you were at this place. You wish you had the means to live, bicontinentally. You wish you had, the ability to be like, oh, I'm going to book a flight ticket and go this place. Like, and sometimes we take it for granted. We just feel like it's taking forever. It's taking forever. As if, everything is promised. Nothing is promised. Even your life tomorrow. Like you breathing tomorrow is not promised. And those are some of the things that we take for granted, And I don't even know why I'm ranting about this, but I just realized that, first of all, why is the sun... I know I want to glow, but why is the sun like... But yeah, we take a lot of things for granted, and today was one of those days that I wasn't feeling my best, but I was like, you know what, girl, you're gonna fix your hair, you're gonna put on some makeup, and you're gonna go out, and you're gonna do something about your life. And just the simple fact that I was able to talk to my siblings, I was able to talk to because today's Sunday, I was able to talk to my parents, just lifted my mood, okay? And then I sat in the living room at home, and I was watching at the trees, because I have trees in front of, the big windows. So I was just looking at the trees. And then I was like at the end of 2022, I wished I had peace, because I felt like Cameroon was too much. I wished I had peace. And guess what? I have peace. I have peace. I have the peace of mind. Wow. The sun, guys, doing my best. I had the peace of mind today that I can be like, no noise. I mean, except for cars driving by. But like, I don't have to worry about people waking me up. I decide when I pick up the phone, and there's not so many things going on. And yeah, I just have this sense of like, wow, this is what I asked for. Even the way my apartment looks like, that's what I asked for. I don't know if I told you guys the backstory of me going to look for an apartment and blah, blah, blah. And at some point, because I was living in an Airbnb, you guys know, 2023 I came. I was like, I'm going to land a contract and then be here for a couple of months and then leave back and go to Cameroon. That was the plan, but the plan it wasn't giving. So I ended up, the company that I, ended up choosing to work with was kind of requiring me to be in the US. I mean, not that it was requiring me. There was a lot of changes in the structure of the company. They were acquiring a new company and so forth. And they wanted somebody who can actually come and, help them out. I was that person. So basically, I knew I wasn't going to be going back to Cameroon. And I was like, okay, right now I'm living in an Airbnb, a beautiful house, Airbnb. And I just felt like I couldn't afford, not that I couldn't afford paying for the Airbnb, but it was just going to be so much money wasted instead of me just taking a lease, So I decided I'm just going to rent an apartment, and that apartment I can use it as Airbnb. And it was set in such a way that I knew that I would furnish the apartment the bare minimum, so that if I'm not here, somebody can actually rent my space. And I wanted to do a private rental because I just didn't want anybody to just come here. And yeah, and I ended up getting the apartment, and the apartment wasn't even that apartment. It was another apartment that I had picked. And then the day that I was supposed to get the keys, they told me, because I was signing the contract that day, they told me that somebody already signed the contract and took that apartment. The apartment was smaller, and it wasn't even, but I needed a place where I can just stay for the time being, because I didn't know if I was going to be in the US for 3 months, 6 months, and so forth. And then the guy was like, you know what, the one that you picked is already taken, but there's another one that is in that price range, a little bit more, but you can actually check it out. And as soon as I saw, I remember he opened the door, and I looked at the apartment. I looked at the you know, the floor to ceiling, you know, glass, the open windows. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I dreamt of it and I saw it. Like, I can't even tell you guys, like, I'm one of those people. Maybe I should make a different videos how I've been able to manifest things in my life. But when I was looking for the apartment, and then the one that I had picked wasn't my favorite, but it was taken. And the guy opened another apartment, opened the doors, and I was like, OMG. And the beautiful thing is that I'm a nature person. So the fact that there were trees in front of the whole glass, like just trees, and then you can see the lake a little bit further, like beautiful. It was just a sense of peace. As soon as I entered that apartment, I was like, oh my God, this is actually what I wanted. But I was willing to settle for something less just because I was in a rush, just because I felt like, you know what, God, I may not be getting this one, but I can get this other one. And then God was like, no, I got better things for you. And I love that place, you know, even though you guys will find out later on that it may not be. I may not stay there for long. Sometimes, even though I will be the one saying that life is getting expensive, things are just, you know, out of hands or blah blah, and many people are surviving and so forth. But I also know that I'm really privileged. The fact that I can even record videos, talk to you guys, I know that that's a privilege, because many people actually don't have the data, the money to buy the data and so forth. And living the life in Cameroon and living a parallel life in the US allows me to understand, you know, the privilege, and to really recognize the privilege that I have, which I'm so grateful for. So grateful for it. So sometime before you complain about certain things, look at how far, you know, your journey took you, how far it took you. Because it's so easy to be like, yeah, but I should have been, and then you're looking at your friends who their life is shaped differently. But one thing that you forget is that that's the season. They're going through a different season than you, and they may be at chapter 10 of the book and you're still at chapter 2, but you're trying to compare your chapter 2 with the chapter 10. It doesn't make sense. Now the sun is like, deuces. Okay. So I kind of wanted to talk about that, just the power of manifestation, the power of like gratitude, you know, and being graceful in the process. You know, you can be complaining, because everybody complains. You can be complaining. There are moments where you're going to be down. There are moments where you're going to be like, got it, you know. But don't ever forget how far the journey, you know, how far it was for you to get here. And once upon a time, you used to pray for the life that you have right now. So I'm giving you guys this pep talk, but seriously, I'm giving myself this pep talk. Because I had to be like, you know, before I complain about the pricing of flight tickets and blah blah blah, I'm trying to figure out my 2024. And then I was already getting into that spirit of I'm gonna complain, and then I was like, stop, you can afford it, you blessed. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. It was a chatty video. I'm gonna leave you guys here. I'm gonna put some gas. I'm gonna go back home, continue laundry, do my own thing, and then I don't want to make this video too long. It was gonna be a vlog, but I feel like I have a lot of things to do at home, and so I'll catch you guys when I catch you. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next vlog. Oh, you guys should watch the next vlog. You should watch the next vlog.